that shit.
What's up, everybody?
Hey!
Welcome to Lights, Camera, Cocktails. We're back for round 2 of 2023.
Ding,
Good
ding,
to see
ding.
everybody.
Oh
I assume you're there. What?
I forgot.
What?
I forgot.
We're rolling.
Roll.
You wish. Oh, a film. Where's she going? All right, this just turned into a one-man show. I don't have any fun facts about the drink because that is her department.
I'm coming.
She's coming. Coming in quick.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, maybe she's not. There seems to be some rustling in the guest bedroom.
I might have.
Oh, and she's out of batteries. You gotta keep it oral.
Dang, I played too hard with it. New Year's happened. A lot of stuff happened for the horn. My little.
Oh no! Hey!
There we go. She back. Okay.
That's what you were ready for.
Oh yeah, we're ready for it.
Oh my god! I'm so ready to get this one.
Well, I'm Zenobia.
I'm Jason.
And we're doing Lights, Camera,
up,
Cocktails, you guys. Where we pair amazing cocktails with amazing movies.
I took a sip. I cheated. I already tasted it. It tastes fantastic.
You have already had this drink before, so I'm sure.
I'm an old man. Like,
This is not the first. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a little tired.
All right, well then.
But I'm ready. I'm up. I'm not gonna fall asleep. You know. We got this.
I'll slap you.
No, we took a nap. I took a nap in preparation, so it's just a little like, I'm not tired. I got itis. We had ribs for dinner.
We did. I ate ribs with this dude.
Ribs and mashed potatoes and some broccoli. It was
bomb.
Delicious.
Scarfed it down.
And so it's still, All
right.
I got a happy belly.
All right. Well then let's drink.
Let's go.
Cause I'm ready to drink.
What are we drinking?
And tell them what movie we're watching.
We are doing Grumpier Old Men, y'all.
Part dos.
We're coming back with part 2. And I'm not disappointed, because the Toasted Fisherman is my favorite drink.
It absolutely is your favorite drink. I usually don't have to ask you what you're going to drink because
Default.
I just make it. Or I'll just be like, oh shit, dude, we're out of amaretto. Like, what you want?
Shit.
So...
Since we're out of amaretto, that tells you guys how many Toasted Fishermen I've had.
I just did an inventory of the bar. There is amaretto.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit.
So if you want one, I don't know.
Maybe after this. We'll see.
You got ginger ale. You got Sprite.
I got diet ginger ale. I'm not proud of it.
Oh, we'll try it. Okay, so in honor of doing Grumpier Old Men, I thought that we would do an old man drink.
Mm-hmm.
The OG old man drink.
Absolutely.
The old fashioned.
Yes.
Okay, so I have made my fair share of fucking old fashions. At my job, we do make one called a maple old fashioned, where we use maple whiskey and we smoke it in like a smoke box, and so it has like that smoky taste to it. Very good. Love it.
Sexy.
But today we're just going to keep it on a basic one. So, old fashioned, you're going to need 1 sugar cube.
Don't judge us, you guys, if you see the video on Instagram. We didn't have sugar cubes. We know that is what you're supposed to do, but we did what we could with what we had.
And I usually do use a sugar cube, but I told myself if there was none here, I was going to simple syrup, which is good for, I would say, a home bartender because you won't have to spend all that time trying to get that sugar to mix in there. Mm-hmm. So you can use 1 sugar cube or 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, which is what we did today.
Sugar cube, man, this is crazy.
And then you use 3 dashes of bitters. And we have the Free Brothers bitters.
Free Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we have 2 ounces of bourbon or rye whiskey. I went to the liquor store, and this is the only bourbon that they had.
So they got that Jim Beam.
So we drink a Jim Beam, which is like every, low budget.
All your favorite men.
All your favorite
Jim, Jack, Johnny, Jose, who else? I don't remember.
All of them.
From our
our
Phantom episode.
Our first Phantom episode.
We should just do it.
We should redo it.
We should redo it.
I probably still have the notes.
If y'all don't know, that was our test episode before we started the podcast.
We wanted to pick a movie to see if we could just do it.
Yeah.
And we could. We
did.
We made it happen. And so we're like, if we can make this movie happen, Coyote Ugly, if we can make Coyote Ugly happen, we can make anything happen. Okay, so after you do that, you're going to put one big ice cube in it. We have the whiskey ball.
Those fat whiskey balls.
You got a whiskey cube. Smashy has a whiskey something ball.
You got a whiskey heart.
Yeah. Whiskey veins. And so what you're going to do is, what I do is I put it in a shaker and I do the 2 ounces of the bourbon and then I put the bitters in there and the sugar cube or the simple syrup. If it's a sugar cube, you're going to muddle it and also put a little bit of soda water in there to help dilute that sugar for you. Then you're going to mix it for about 30 seconds so you can get it nice and cold because the water and whiskey ratio should be a good ratio so that it semi-dilutes it so it's not so strong like in your face. And then you're going to peel orange peel and you're going to twist it over the glass and you're going to put a cherry in it and that, my friends, it's the old fashioned.
And you timed it out perfectly. I think the water consistency is like right where it's supposed to be.
Boom.
Now that we're trying our first drink.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, smash into the motherfucking
Here comes
business.
Smashley.
Okay.
That'll play.
And that, my friends, is an old fashioned. Now it kind of sounds like you wouldn't like it if you're not into the strong drinks, but like give it a try.
Give it a try.
It is good.
Worst case scenario, throw an extra cherry in there.
Yeah. Oh, I have some scenarios for you. I'm about to tell you the history, the horror story, my friends.
Because I'm that bitch who can't handle the strong drinks and wants the fruit and the sodas in them.
I do like to muddle my cherries in there. I know that is not
Ooh.
something that people don't do a lot of. I like to do it, but that's just my preference.
Yeah.
I like it just a hint of sweetness.
Yes.
Okay, so you ready for some her story?
What are we doing? On the old fashioned?
On the old motherfucking fashioned.
Okay.
Okay, old fashioned. It is considered the first cocktail
Ever?
ever.
What?
Yeah, we're drinking like first generation cocktail. Right?
No shit.
We are. So in like about 1806, it is said that the old fashioned was made.
Notice she said 1806.
1806. That's how you know this bitch is an old ass bitch because she
Horse and buggy days.
Yes.
Dude.
No electricity. Okay.
No running water.
And you know what else they didn't really have except if you were rich?
Toilets.
Yes. But I'm talking about for the cocktail.
Oh.
Ice.
No ice.
Ice. So originally, it would have been all that I just said, minus the big ass ice cube.
Jeez. That's like that Back to the Future when they give Doc that tiny little shot and it knocks him out in part 3. That fire water. That's why they call it fire water.
Yeah, you don't get no ice. It's just room temp. So, when it first came out, it wasn't called the old fashioned because you can't call something old if it ain't old yet.
It was that new fashion.
It was just called a cocktail.
Really?
Yeah. So you would be like, let me get a whiskey cocktail. Let me get a gin cocktail. Let me get a rum cocktail. Or whatever, vodka. Whatever your spirit is, cocktail.
Nice.
And so at that time, a cocktail contained a spirit. So in our case, some bourbon, sugar, and bitters.
So they had bitters in 1806. Okay.
So literally,
everybody was bitter back then. You see the pictures back then, everybody's got a sour
no
face.
one's happy. Everyone's bitter.
Smile, I fucking dare you.
Everyone's bitter. Except the people who drank these old ass
Times were rough.
They were rough. They were raw, okay? You don't know nothing about these streets.
There was no socks.
There was... So, yeah. So they had these cocktails, just the spirit, sugar, and bitters. Basically exactly what we're drinking right now.
Nice.
So around 1870s is when things started to change up a little bit. We started getting...
It took them 64 years?
You started getting fancy, liqueurs and shit.
Okay.
So, like, people had, like, Curacao, absinthe, maraschino, like, these
that
things.
French shit.
Yeah, these things hit the market, and bartenders was like, oh, shit, we can, like, step our game up.
Start playing with some things.
And so they started playing with some things. Exactly. And so once they started changing things up, a cocktail just kind of was known now as just like a drink that had like a spirit and random other shit, in it.
So you go to the bar and be like, let me get a cocktail. What do you want in it?
What do you want? If you came to a bar right now and asked me for a cocktail, I'd be like, okay.
It wasn't, let me get a martini, let me get a red eye. Let me get a toasted fisherman.
Nah, none of that shit. So,
I still go to bars and people don't know what a toasted fisherman is.
You gotta before you ask for it, peep out, make sure they got the amaretto, because you don't want to be sad.
Hey, bartender, you know how to make a toasted fisherman? What's that? Shit.
If someone asked me, I would like cry and be like, yes, bitch, I do know. And I know really well how to make it. I got you. And so, where was I? You got me all mixed up. Okay, so, yeah, once they got all their fancy liqueurs and shit, they made fancy cocktails. But the legend goes that one day this grumpy old man, I didn't even write that in there. In the article I read, it said grumpy old man. He was like
Speak for yourself.
He was a grumpy old like bourbon distiller.
Okay.
And he walked into this club in Louisville, and he was like, look, I want a whiskey cocktail, but the old-fashioned way.
Nice.
And the bartender literally was like, okay, so you just want
an old-fashioned cocktail.
Yeah, the bourbon, the bitters, the sugar. And he, knowing that this old man just wanted the basics, like spruced it up a little bit, and he put some ice in that bitch. And it went out from there. Everybody fucking loved it.
One old-fashioned for the gentleman at the bar.
For the gentleman at the bar.
I like that.
Yeah, and so that is kind of how it got its name. It's because of this old grumpy old man who's like, I'm tired of that fancy shit you're doing with that absinthe over there. Let me just get it the old-fashioned way.
Nice.
And so during and after Prohibition they started doing what we would call a fruit salad, which would be more of like your style of...
A fruit salad?
Yes.
That's what they called it?
They call it a fruit salad because, okay, think of it this way.
Let me get an old-fashioned, extra fancy.
It's like 1929, and you can't get the finest liquor. You getting it from the crazy-eyed Joe down the street who makes it in his bathtub, and half his family's blind now, and it tastes like shit. Like that's what you're getting. Or if you're lucky, you could get some smuggled in from like Canada or something. Mm-hmm. But other than that, bitch, you're drinking some bathtub gin. Mm-hmm. And so what they would do is when they would start muddling in the oranges and the cherries and the lemons, and they would muddle in a fruit salad into it so that it would kind of mask the taste of your very shitty whiskey.
I see. Wow.
Yeah.
So then when we got the good whiskey back,
we didn't have to do that.
We didn't have to muddle it, but we did it so long that it was like part of the drink.
Yeah. So like I'm saying, this drink, has been through so many different phases of like how they're doing it. There's like gin ones that you can make. Like I said, you can make it with any spirit. It doesn't really have to be whiskey. But that is just like the standard.
Would you be down to try it the old-fashioned way? Where it's just the whiskey, the bitters, no ice?
No. You lost me at ice. I need the ice. Definitely.
And I need the sugar.
And the sugar. But they got sugar. That was still a thing.
I know, but you said no before I even got to the sugar.
It's just no, I need the ice. I can't do it just warm. It sounds gross. So by this time, the 60s is still pretty popular, but 1960s. We're in the 1900s now.
The next. We're
in the we're in the 20th century.
That's still 60 years ago.
Yeah, we're still in the 20th century, and people were drinking it around the 60s, 50s, and 60s.
Yep.
Around the 70s.
All those fly boys.
Not so much. We were more into tropical drinks. Vodka became a thing, and whiskey kind of faded out a little bit. Rum became more of a thing. We had just way more options of liquor and cocktails than we did. And so it just kind of fell out of fashion through the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. But thankfully, in the aughts, it was brought back.
In the aughts.
Right? In the 2000s? In the aughts.
Yeah. Thank you, Crazy Stupid Love, for making the old-fashioned famous again.
No, we're going to thank Mad Men.
Oh, yeah.
Because
absolutely.
Not only did Mad Men bring us John Hamm, but it also brought back the old-fashioned, baby.
Sure.
And I had no clue what an old-fashioned was until, like, I watched the show, and I was like, what the fuck are you drinking? And I Googled it, and I went to, like, my friend's house, and he had a party, and he was like, I'll show you how to make an old-fashioned. And I was like, what? The Don Draper? It's like I like to call it. And so, yeah, and now... But at that time, after... all those decades of people not really ordering old fashions.
Sure.
The bartenders were more trained on like 1980s and 1990 bartending and really didn't know how to
learn how to do it again.
To go back to
and
it.
now people like pride themselves on it.
I pride myself. I think I make pretty good ones.
Yeah.
And
see these dudes with their like aprons.
Oh, they're like,
their
black aprons with the leather. And they got the pockets with all the...
beard that's for fashion, not for warmth.
Not for warmth. They're looking really hot.
They can't chop a tree to save their life.
I don't need a tree chopped. I can go to the store and get some wood. But yeah, so they had to learn because I believe that they were more on the idea of making more of a fruit salad old-fashioned than actually letting the whiskey speak for itself. Which is now something that people want. We are in the renaissance of drinks, and crafted drinks are becoming such a big thing. So that is a little bit about the first cocktail in our great country called...
That's a big ass drink.
The Old Fashioned. It's good though.
It kind of grabs you by your boo-boo, don't it? Oh, shit. That's a good drink.
And that's a really good drink. Bit of her story on that old motherfucking fashion, bitch. It's so good.
That'll play. I like it very much.
Okay. Grumpier Old Men.
Let's get it!
Are you ready?
You love these sequels.
I was going to say, like, we did 2 sequels back to back.
Oh, we did.
And I'm in love.
Good for us.
Yes.
This one picks up, I like to think, like, 6 months after the other one left off. Not even that. Because basically, it's no longer winter.
It is... You were correct. It is 6 months.
It's 6 months.
Because John says that. She's like, how long have you been married? And he's like, it's 6 months and a week.
It is 6 months.
So it's literally 6 months after when we left him.
Yeah, he does say that. And so the ice is melted. Michigan is looking green and beautiful.
Are they supposed to be in Michigan?
Sorry, Minnesota.
Okay,
My fault.
I thought they were in Minnesota.
I mix them up. I'm wearing my Wisconsin shirt because I know that there's a rivalry there. And that's just like causing chaos. Okay. But also because I don't have any Minnesota stuff.
What do I look like with Minnesota stuff? I've never even been there.
What do you want me to wear? Mighty Ducks? Is that there? Yeah, that one's out there.
I don't remember. And I just watched that one.
It's in Minnesota.
Okay.
But yes, we got the old band is back.
They back together.
And I will say something right now. Within the main cast, 5 either won or nominated Oscar winners. Holy shit. You got like Murderer's Row of the old-timey actors in this movie.
Some talent.
But we can start with our director. What?
But can we start with the completely made up drinking game? Yes, sir. Yes.
It's not going to take me too long to get back to your rhythm. And yes, we can. I was waiting. Yes, we can.
Oh, yes, we can. Okay. So, here we go with the drinking game. You're going to take one sip. With
already on it.
Putts or dickhead, it says.
Morning, dickhead.
Morning, putts.
Oh wait, no, that's part 1. It's like, you won the lottery. This one, he's riding up in the boat. Hey, Hey, dickhead! Moron.
He's like, I'm stuck, dickhead, during the like, hey, dickhead, I'm stuck. Yeah. So yeah, they use those two quite often.
Absolutely, they do. Those are their names.
I do like in the outtakes where he's like, you putz, and he's like, hey, that's my line. Like, it's like all that. So you
What
know,
happened? I farted.
and I'm afraid to move.
Oh my god.
You're gonna take a simp when someone says an Italian word.
Does Righetti count?
That's her last name? Yeah, that
Maria
counts.
Righetti.
Yeah, that counts.
So when Ariel's got her, she fancies up when she's calling her, when she's chasing after her down the street. Maria Righetti.
I know, she has such a great little accent with it.
How you know my name?
Yeah. And the mom, half her lines are fucking in Italian.
Well, her name is Maria too, right? Maria Francesca Righetti.
I like where he's like learning Italian. He's like, and he's like singing it. His son like was like, hey,
Arrivederci, signorina.
Yeah, that's
Brushing up on your Italian there, Pop? I just want to cuss her out in her own language. I think she's a lesbian anyway.
You never seen a lesbian.
Did too. Saw him on Geraldo.
Oh, old people.
Do the outtakes count?
Yes.
Okay, because Burgess Meredith says a whole lot of, why don't we come back to my place? I'll show you my cannelloni.
How about my man-sized manicotti?
I got them all.
I got them all. I love that. And he just walks away. I got them all. Exactly. Yes, those do count. Outtakes is part of the movie to me.
Absolutely.
You are going to take a sip when someone pulls a prank.
Yes.
So this counts at her jumping.
Yeah.
The sauce on
You like
them.
Italian food, Mr. Gustafson?
He's like,
yeah. Sure.
Why?
What?
This counts as them putting up the caution tape around.
Oh my god.
Or changing.
And she's cussing them out in Italian.
Yep. That's a double drink right there. Yeah. Where they change the paint from red to yellow. Mm-hmm. All of that. Any of their pranks. And their pranks on each other too, as in like cutting the net. And
Lucky in the limo.
Lucky in the limo, I'll count that one.
Mm-hmm.
Him detaching his motor to.
Oh yeah. Grab the net. You cut the net, you jackass.
Grab the anchor.
Just drop the anchor. You cut the anchor, you dickhead.
He did.
That's a double also. That's a prank and a dickhead.
And I mean, that's pretty fucked up. Like, an engine costs way more than a fucking anchor and a...
True, but he said the gloves are off.
The gloves are off.
Right? And he also said, if you die, I'm taking your motor.
I'm taking your motor, so don't you die, because that's mine. And no one will fight him for it. They'll be like, you deserve it.
Absolutely.
You had to be his neighbor for 1,000,000 years. So you're going to take a simp when they say ox or nag.
Nag.
She's like, oof, ox. He's just like so cute.
So not the outtake. I was like, Jesus Christ, why don't you watch where the fuck you're
She's
going?
like, hey! That's so great. Yeah. And even when they get married, they say it to each other, which is like, oh, now it's your pet names for each other.
I have my anxiety, and I'm not sure if I pressed record on that button.
Oh my god, if I have to start over.
No, we're not starting over. We're just going to do what we're going to do.
No, we're wrong. Okay. You're going to take a simp when someone is fishing. You know how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know. And
Dude, Maria can fish.
Maria had a whole gang of fucking
Dude,
fish.
how'd you do? I showed you mine. Now you show me yours.
He's like, it's not the size.
Oh, the fish.
It's not the size. Every time.
Are we still talking about your fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, smash spaghetti.
Yes. So anytime they're fishing, this is when they catch the fish hunter.
Catfish hunter.
Yeah, you know.
Smiled.
And when he's like, see, I told you, he smiled. That's what the homie told him. He's like, I told you, he smiled. So anytime that they're fishing, which is their favorite pastime, besides fucking with each other.
Literally, that's all they do.
When we get old,
they drink, they fuck with each other, and they fish.
That's gonna be us.
I've never been fishing.
I mean, minus the fishing. I don't know what our fishing would be, but
we'll drink. We'll
pull pranks on each other.
Pull pranks on each other. Absolutely.
And we're gonna live next door to each other.
I'm gonna put not styrofoam, saran wrap on your toilet seat.
Dang, that's cold. And then in the middle of the night, I'm gonna try to go, and I'll have to clean all that shit up. And I'll be like, Jason!
Well, if you do, then I'm gonna put the sheets on you.
No, I'm gonna put the sheets on you. How you like that?
I'm gonna assume it was me. I'm old as shit.
This is gonna be great. Okay.
I'm gonna ask myself, did I put on a diaper?
Did I piss myself? Is it raining? Okay, so so anytime they're Davy fishing,
okay,
you gonna take a sip when someone is singing.
Singing.
So there.
Okay.
From my memory, there's three.
There's three.
There's where Pop sings "Dream a Little Dream of Me" to his little great granddaughter.
So sweet when he does that.
Where Max is singing Maria.
Okay.
So when Max is doing that, and also this is very short, but when they're on their way to the wedding, he's just like, "Get me to the church on time."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know. So like any of those, we're gonna have that.
Okay. I'm already feeling good over this.
Yeah, take them sips. You gonna take a sip when Pops is drinking, smoking, or talking about bacon, or there's something with bacon with anything with bacon.
And
with
he's
him.
snapping in the grocery store. Pick me up a pack of Camels.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, he throws like 2 packs of bacon in the cart and asks for his cigarettes. He's constantly. I do love.
So if y'all don't know, Pops does not follow health recommendations, and he talks shit on the flat-bellied doctors.
They tell him to do all the stuff, but he outlives them. He's like
exactly.
96. And he thinks that God has forgotten about him, which I feel like I would too if I was that age. I'd be like, I don't think he realizes I'm still here.
Sometimes I think God forgot about me.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah.
So
wake up and I eat 5 strips of bacon.
He's like, yeah, I know.
And for lunch, I have a bacon sandwich. And for a midday snack,
a whole
bacon, a whole goddamn plate
of it. Yeah.
And I usually drink my dinner.
And if that is all I have to do, I'm gonna live a long ass time because I eat shit tons of bacon.
You never heard that little kid? Bacon is good for me.
It is good for everything.
I'm packing my bags.
I do love that John, like, pretty much every time he sees his dad, is like handing him a beer.
Yeah, he's taking care of him.
That definitely feels
Hand
like
him
me
a
and my
beer.
dad. Like, I can't drink without giving him, like...
Picking up some bacon, just picking up a pack of Camels.
Giving smokes, yeah.
Yeah, what the hell is this? It's light beer. Ariel's got me on a diet. I'm 90 goddamn pounds. What the hell am I supposed to do with this phone?
Yeah, with this phone. So, you gonna take a sip when someone kisses someone.
Ooh, okay.
So everybody pretty much kisses everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I mean, Max doesn't kiss John, but...
No. He does in the first one. Doesn't he give him, like, mouth to mouth? No.
Oh, he almost does.
He almost gives him.
Yeah.
It's like, are you dead? And he's like, no.
But I don't want to die looking at your ugly face.
Yeah.
You stay right there.
So you're going to finish your drink.
Ooh.
When Max meets Maria. He just met that girl named Maria. And suddenly I find she's not the bitch I thought she'd be. Like, that is so great.
He gets all surprised at Rigetti!
Yeah.
See, Rigetti. You're Spaghetti Rigetti's cousin. See? Well, you don't look like Rigetti.
Yeah.
You know, he's big, fat, hairy, but you're not so fat.
But it's such a nice thing.
You're smooth talker, Mr. Gustafson. Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, so when they meet, You know?
Mm-hmm.
Mama's trying to beat him with a fucking roller.
You should have let me whack him.
I mean, he was all up in the wine. Okay, I understand.
She's protective of the wine.
I almost picked wine for her tonight. I almost picked box of wine.
Oh my god, that would have been so fun.
I was like, shit.
We got to do that on a different show.
I was like, should I?
If we do a box of wine, I'm getting smashed.
I was like, should I get the white Zinfandel, like, box of wine that he fucking got? No, I was going to keep it legit. We were doing it. We were doing it.
We went give me some red.
Okay.
I'll do a red.
No, we were doing it and we were doing it.
Does he bring a white?
Yes, he does.
Really? I would have thought you'd have
He was like,
red
look,
with
it's
Italian food.
got it, so he don't know nothing.
He doesn't, you're right.
He's never left this town. He don't know nothing. He thinks that Italian food is Chuck E. Cheese. He's just like, I don't know this, Mr. Cheese.
Yeah. Why are you gonna go all the way out here for Italian when we got a Chuck E. Cheese right in town?
See, he don't know.
He's so ass backwards.
He thinks that's Italian food. So, we gonna finish our drink.
Finish the drink.
When Pops passes,
Oh,
you knew I had to do
God.
it. We gotta pour one into it in your mouth for Pops. I mean, he went out the way he should go out.
Yeah, he did. It's
Just peaceful, looking at his lake, fishing. He had a beer in his hand, like he was ready.
He was ready.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to be here no more.
He didn't. It's just I'll talk about it afterwards. But
So yeah, pour one out into your mouth for Pops. R.I.P.
it's like God remembered you, Pop.
Yeah, that gets me every time.
Every fucking time.
Like,
I'm getting choked up
He
right
did
now.
remember you.
Oh
God. Okay, so you're gonna finish your drink last time.
Drinking games is supposed to be fun.
And for me, you gotta pour one out for the dead homie, okay? I'm not gonna let Pops' death be done in vain. We could have drank some shitty light beer.
Oh my god.
You're gonna finish your drink when they finally make it to the church on time.
Oh,
so when they're like, we're here.
In their fucking
the
boots.
He's like,
in
what's
their
with the
fisherman boots. It's a long story.
I'll explain later. No, explain now. Like, I have to hold this shit up.
Hey, you two, get your asses in here. Just kidding, that's part one.
So yeah, you got anything to add to the drinking game?
Let me see. Is there anything missing from this drinking game? Yes.
Oh shit.
I have one thing.
Give it to me.
Well, how would I phrase it? Because, you gotta take a sip anytime that Pops is being dirty.
I almost meant that.
Because I was gonna say anytime he's hitting on somebody, because he's hitting on her in the restaurant, he's hitting on her in the grocery store, but it's not enough. So you gotta just anytime he's being dirty.
That's like every scene.
You mount the woman, son.
You mount her. I think that's the first one.
That's the first one, but that's his like motto for life.
He was trying to mount her.
And he did.
He did.
And he got her.
I know. They're like, nobody had sex with anyone last night.
Speak for yourself.
Came out, kissed his bae. Like, what time he get there?
He sings out the door.
All right, well then take a sip for him singing.
So that's my contribution. Anytime Pops is being dirty, because he's not dirty around his granddaughter.
He's not. He's like the sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
he is.
He's joking around. Like he switches up Goldilocks.
That bedtime story is the best.
With a Remington semi-automatic with a scope and a hair trigger. That's not how the song.
And that was the end
of the
Three Bears. Like, dang, Grandpa. What the fuck? Yeah, he was.
Dude, that's the grandpa I aspire to be.
I mean, I aspire to torment children so that when they get older, they realize that I did it like 20 years down the line. That's my goal.
He's hilarious. Don't worry about it. Kids swallow quarters all the time.
Yeah, like this girl is
If she craps out 2 dimes and a nickel, then you can start worrying.
Yeah. He got a beer in his hand in that one too.
Uh-huh.
I mean...
What do you having there, Pop? Yeah, bacon.
Get his bacon on. So yeah, that's the completely made up drinking game. Yes,
You haven't said completely made up in a while.
I try to mix it up.
Alright.
You know, because it's completely made up and it's the motherfucking.
Throwing me off.
Yeah.
I love it.
Keep you on your toes, bitch.
I am on my toes. I'm short. I'm always on my toes.
I didn't mean it like. Okay.
This chair height is.
Should I slap
It's not made for us common folk.
You ready for them stats?
Give me the stats.
Alright, this movie dropped December 22nd, 1995.
Christmas movie.
This is another Christmas movie, like the first one. It also came out in December.
Okay.
December of 1993. So
yes.
This will be its fucking 30th year.
Damn.
Since we have been introduced to these grumpy ass old men.
Yeah.
To Max and John.
Max.
So the budget for this movie. $25 million.
That's cheap for the cast that they got.
I knew there was going to be a nude scene. I would
ask for another million.
But in today's money, it's more like $46 million. It's over 46 mil. And it made worldwide $71 million, which today is over $132 million.
Shit.
So it made...
That's a decent amount.
It made its money back times
three.
Like three. Yeah, so like... They good.
Yeah.
Like they good.
Yeah.
So
you believe they didn't want to do a part 3?
I mean
they started writing it.
I'm just saying, as a sequel bitch that I am, I really don't see another sequel in this. If anything, if you didn't kill Pops off, there could have been or Pops didn't pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I would see it having a Grumpy Old Men with him and Maria's mama.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been fun to see that.
Well, as I understand it, they were talking about going to Italy, and that Maria's first wife was, like, not... or his first husband, excuse me, said that their marriage was never officially annulled or divorced or whatever. It was not finalized, and that he wanted his wife back.
I mean...
But they had somebody in mind for that. I can't remember his name, Italian guy. But he passed away. And that's why they stopped writing it.
That's what happens when you get old fools, you know?
Right?
They're on borrowed time sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
And so, yeah, I mean, I guess you could do it now, but...
Nah.
If you do one now, I want it with, like, Morgan Freeman and...
I'll say they did that. It's called the bucket list.
You're so right, because I was literally about to say Jack Nicholson. I was literally about to be like, those two.
They gotta wait till...
and they were grumpy.
You know what they gotta wait for? They gotta wait till Brad and Leo get old. And then chasing after 50-year-old.
Okay.
Watch.
No,
Brad.
if we're gonna do it, I need, like, real comics.
Brad and Leo are gonna get old, and they're gonna chase after Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay. I mean, this...
Actually, no, it's gotta be younger than that for, Leo, so...
It's not Leo.
They're gonna chase after Jenna Ortega. Watch.
Not Leo.
By then, she'll be, like, 35.
That's still too old for Leo.
It's too old for Leo.
I still love you, Leo, though.
We love you, man. You're my birthday buddy. Cheers.
So the Rotten Tomatoes, critics, 17%.
Motherfuckers!
I knew you were gonna be mad.
You know what? At this point, when critics shit on a movie, that tells me go see it.
I mean, if this show has taught me anything, the critics don't know nothing.
Nothing.
At least they don't know anything about what I like.
What was I talking to you about earlier? I was second guessing myself about my movie because I was receiving critiques from people who have not done this the way that I've done it.
I know.
And I was like, you know what? I had to stop myself and say, don't listen to the white noise. You know the story that you're trying to tell. Tell a good story, because this is not for the critics. It's not for the money people. It's for the fans who want to see the story. Fuck all that other shit and just laugh your way all the way to the bank, like they did with $131 million.
And I just want to say, Jason's movie Pug is fucking awesome for what I've seen.
Thank you.
And the clip that you showed me was fucking great.
Right.
And I mean, not that like, you know, I'm trying to toot my own horn like, my brother made this movie. Like, no. I would tell you if something was like shitty. I'd be like, well, that shot didn't really look. But like, and I saw what you were trying to do and I received it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I showed you, because you're going to give it to me straight.
No, I'm not gonna kiss your ass. You ain't Will Smith. I ain't kissing no booty. And I don't give a shit what anybody says, Eddie Murphy. You keep Will Smith's name out your mouth, bitch.
People just need to leave Will Smith alone.
Leave him alone, okay? Leave Will alone.
What does it say in barbershop? I said, God damn it, leave Will Smith alone.
Leave him alone. We literally just turned off the Golden Globes.
Yes, we did.
So that is fresh in my head.
That being said, congratulations to Eddie for that Cecil B. DeMille Award. I love Eddie.
Congratulations to all the Abbott bitches.
Yes, we're going to see them tomorrow. I'm so happy.
Yes, for y'all who don't know, Smashley and Mr. Jason here work on the set of Abbott Elementary.
Yes,
one
we
of
do.
the highly acclaimed shows that has come out in the past 2 years.
All right.
And so, yeah.
It is a huge blessing to work on this show
every
single day.
Before I even knew y'all bitches was on it, I was like, this show is about to be the shit.
I trudged through a lot of projects. Not this one.
No.
I wake up and I'm ready to go.
It seems like it's a great crew.
Mm-hmm. Great crew.
Cast,
great cast. There's no egos. Everybody's fantastic.
I mean,
it's such a pleasure to work on.
I don't have new episodes of The Office or Parks and Rec or 30 Rock. But bitch, I'm getting Abbott Elementary, so I'm happy.
Right? And I give you little insights here and there.
I know.
Let you know what's happening. I told you a little something today.
Yup.
Get ready.
Keep watching. That show is amazing. Okay, so do you want to know what the audience said about the Grumpier Old Men?
I'm curious about that.
Audience, 62%.
Versus 17, I'll take it.
I mean, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
But the ZZ Fresh, though?
Mm-hmm.
Honey, I think it's 100%. I think it's great. I think it's funny. I think it's greatly cast.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it is timeless. I think that it's still unofficial, like offensive here in
to this day.
The good Lord's year of 2023, where everything could, back in the day, you're like, ooh, this one, it's still great. It's
fantastic. You've got a formula that has been working since the beginning of The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Like, they wrote the book on opposite attract comedy. Every single show you know is a remake of The Odd Couple.
That's true.
You got The Wayans Brothers. You got Two Broke Girls. You got How I Met Your Mother. You name it, they all stole from The Odd Couple. True. And who originated The Odd Couple? Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. You've got a built-in guaranteed win. Just write the story, let the actors do what they do, and cash your check. Because it's coming. Dude.
Yes. Okay, well, the ZZ Fresh, though, is the best score around.
That's the one that I trust.
What is the Jason... What's a good Jason?
I don't know. We'll think about it. I've been drinking.
The JJ Smash. What's the JJ Smash? No, that one. I'm gonna find it.
But my stamp of approval for this one, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this story, so I'm gonna give it a solid 95. Just that 5 is only because I'm too drunk to thoroughly find something wrong with it.
So you're telling me that I need to make you another drink?
Yes.
We're almost done. We're almost there for another drink. Yeah, this movie is just great.
No, it's a home run. Absolutely.
And this is probably the one I watch the most. You know, me and my sequels.
I love them both.
I do love them both.
Because I like Chuck in the first one.
But bitch.
I'm not talking about sex, you dummies.
It has Sophia Loren in it.
She's so fine.
So, like, I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry.
She is.
We gonna get into her.
I learned
so much. I'm so excited to talk about her.
Good, because I'm not going to talk about her too much. I'm going to talk about her more in the movie, so you can throw that stuff out there.
Yeah, and for the people who have not listened to all of our episodes, please go back and listen to our Grumpy Old Men
and have a toasted fisherman while you do it, because that's my favorite drink.
It is so much Jason's favorite drink that it is his signature drink at his upcoming wedding.
Yes, it is.
I am not the bartender. I am the patron.
If we didn't tell y'all in the last episode, I'm marrying Smashley. Smashley's marrying me.
It's happening. October, bitch.
I hope to see y'all there. We're going to do a live.
We're going to Mexico.
From the Sweethearts table.
That'd be fun. We'd be real drunk.
Oh my god, that'd be so...
Yes. We're going, and you know your girl is a groomsmaid, which means I get
We'll do the Mexican with Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt.
I absolutely love that movie, so yeah, actually, that's a
But
good
you are
idea.
not allowed to throw a wallet at my head.
Aw, come on, please.
Maybe for the scene.
I'm like, I need props, okay? Please. Yeah, so why don't you break us off with our director?
Mr. Director, Howard...
The Duck?
No.
Oh, shucks.
That would be Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, that was it.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think he voiced Howard the Duck. No. Our director for this fantastic film is not the original director of Part 1, which was Donald Petrie. We have Howie, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, whether it's Deutsch or Dutch, which is also a fantastic movie. Ed O'Neill.
Dutch?
Hell yeah.
Yes, please.
You are not allowed to shoot me in the ass when we do that movie.
Nothing burps better than bacon, bitch. I need a shirt that's
Maybe
like
this
that.
Thanksgiving.
Maybe. Oh, that is the Thanksgiving movie. He's going
So, Howie, I'm going to call him Dutch, is our director for this one. And oh my god, he is a rock star.
Okay.
Pretty in Pink. The Great Outdoors.
Oh.
The Replacements.
Oh.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
What?
My Best Friend's Girl.
Who?
It's a new one. And even now, he's working on that new show on Hulu, Will Trent.
Oh.
The one where Homeboy is a detective and he's got the little chihuahua.
Yeah.
He just directed a few episodes of that.
Okay.
So, check this out. He got this job from a recommendation of a friend of a friend. John Hughes.
Oh, you made it sound like it was just like some dude.
Well, the friend of a friend was John Hughes. So
Yeah, the friend of a friend is a legend, a god who can say whatever he wants.
the king of the 80s.
Yeah.
So John Hughes, even though he stopped directing, he was still writing.
He was still in the mix, giving people a heads up
Yeah.
on shit.
Yeah. So, obviously they wanted Donald Petrie back, but he decided not to do it after Richie Rich flopped.
Okay.
I love Richie Rich. I think it's a great movie.
I'm just gonna say
Macaulay Culkin.
that
is
money
fantastic.
that he made, like $5 of that was for me going to the movies to go see that.
Right?
Like,
If I
love
tell
it.
you suck in the cheeks, you know what I'm talking about.
I used to dream of having a McDonald's inside my house.
Right?
A roller coaster.
Dude.
Like a robot shit. Like I wanted it all. So we should rewatch that. I haven't watched it in so long, but
I love that movie. So
hopefully
Donald
it still
Petrie, no matter what the number is on Rotten Tomatoes or how much the box office made, your fans love the movie.
Millennials, bitch, we grew up on that.
Richie Rich was a good ass movie.
You got Macaulay
My parents were
Culkin.
broke. They just couldn't take us. That's all it was.
You trying to make me feel bad because I got to
Oh no.
go see it? I literally remember going to the movies to go see it. And I was like,
I wanted to go see it.
Yeah.
I wanted to go see it.
Whatever. You saw it on TNT.
I saw it when it got
came
to
out.
like 2 years later.
You had to watch it with commercials. It's
But after that one, he decided to step away for a little bit, and that's why he didn't take the job. But they did offer it to him. So that being said, John Hughes was working with Walter Matthau on Dennis the Menace.
That's his movie.
He wrote it.
He did?
He didn't direct it. He wrote it.
And I love that fucking movie too,
Uh-huh.
man. Hey, Mr. Wilson! Fucking does like the little nose stuff. He's like, Old Faithful. Yeah. And he fucking puts the mouthwash in there.
He fucks with Walter Matthau so much in that movie.
Oh, that movie is so great.
And therefore, he recommended, because they were doing that right before this, or there was like one movie in between that Walter Matthau did where he played Albert Einstein.
Oh,
but obviously this was in pre-production. So he made the recommendation from John Hughes' stamp of approval. They had the meeting, and lo and behold, Howie Dutch became our director. And knocked it out of the fucking park.
I mean...
As he always does, as you can tell. The Replacements is one of my favorite sports movies.
It is one of your favorites.
Oh, I love that movie.
Keanu at his best.
I am Keanu. And I told you I met Orlando Jones about a month ago.
You did.
I haven't posted photos yet, but damn, I love that man.
Literally, Jason's like, oh my god, guess who I got to meet today? Like, he texted me.
You were the first person I text.
Yes! I was like, what, bitch?
I don't even know if I text Ashley.
Who cares, man? I got stuck.
Love you, baby.
She cool. I
mean, she kind of arranged the photo. Ooh. It was like, I was talking about it the night before because I knew he was going to be on set. Like, and I was all excited and shit. So she talked to the prop master and told him to try and find a way to take a photo of me with Orlando. And then he calls me. I'm over there on set working on some stuff, but it's kind of like a downtime. So I had a few minutes, and he's like, hey, can you come over here and give me a hand with something real quick? And Orlando is telling this story to everybody. Like, he is fantastic on set. The only problem is we don't get a lot done because everybody wants to listen to his stories. Like, Yeah, exactly. You're just sitting there starry-eyed listening to these stories because the man has lived a life. But prop master finds a minute and is like, he whispers in Orlando's ear and then he like kind of like guides me over to next to Orlando. I was like, oh shit! My hair is all fucked up. I've been working for
Bitch, 8 hours. You are Uncle Jesse. Your hair is perfect.
But it wasn't though.
I'm sorry.
Taking a picture with Orlando Jones? Come on now.
Wait,
but it was a good day.
Can I share with his stories just how like
Smashley's in the building?
I'm sorry.
No, dive in, baby.
You know how Warner Brothers lot has the tram tours?
Lower down so the people can see you.
So Orlando he's being brought to his trailer and he just like jumped out in front of the tram, like one of the tram tours on the Warner Brothers lot, and just starts like dancing in front of the tram, and the tram like had to stop.
They're about to run him over.
Yeah, and like all the guests on there were taking photos and videos, and then we just hear the PA on the walk, and they're like,
can someone round
literally, he's just like in front of a tram dancing.
Can someone round up him and get him back in his trailer, please?
He's a cool guy.
He jumps off of golf carts. That's what he does.
Hey.
They were trying to get him offset. He was wrapped, and he was still telling stories.
Hey, man.
And as he's heading off, PA was like, be careful behind you. He literally jumps off the moving golf cart. He's like, how am I supposed to look behind me? And like goes on this whole other rant.
Okay.
But in such a graceful way.
I would love to meet him. That's awesome.
Where was I?
Replacements. That's how we got there.
Oh, yeah. So Howie Dutch knocked it out of the park.
He did.
Great director. Love all of his movies. I might have to check out Will Trent because he directed a couple episodes.
That's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to do Great Outdoors. Like,
oh, yeah.
I
can't believe we haven't.
We quote it and talk about it so much in our life that I don't...
We're picking our moment.
We are picking our moment.
You're picking your nose.
Oh my god, he did Claws. Did he do an episode in there? Yeah. Oh, the Lizzie Borden. Did he do Lizzie Borden?
What is that?
Lizzie Borden.
I don't know what that
She had an axe. She gave her father.
You and your murderino stuff. Ruining the podcast.
It has Christina Ricci in it.
I love her. While Zenobia is doing research on Howie Dutch,
that just made me excited.
We're going to move on to top billing.
All right.
So the top billing in this movie has flip-flopped. Part 1, top billing was Jack Lemmon.
Yes.
In this one, top billing is Walter Matthau.
Well, I mean, Walter is the main
story. Exactly.
But when the credits come on in the movie, that's not how it is.
Is it Jack? Oh, interesting.
Because after I read that, I saw that, I was like,
agents.
I thought they had
Agents and managers
top billing.
fighting contracts. He still got top billing.
He did. But
So-
not when the credits at the beginning. Opening credits.
Walter Matthau, also known as Max Goldman, also known as Moron,
Also known as
Smartass,
Dickhead.
Ox. No. Jack Lemmon is Dickhead.
Oh. He calls him a dickhead too, doesn't he? No?
No.
I feel like he does.
No.
Okay.
No. Jack Lemmon's the dickhead.
Well, you know,
He's got the face of a macara.
My son-in-law has the face of a knocker. He does. He definitely looks like a wrinkly old dog. Like
He
face.
does. He really
Like
does.
a cartoon dog.
Like it's adorable how ugly he is.
I mean, young him was better.
Dude,
But
when he was playing Felix, he was the ladies' man.
I mean, like,
Time.
he's just really funny. And
Yeah,
I think that just it doesn't matter.
Fantastic.
Like
So-
after he has sex and he comes out and he's like throwing the trash and he's like,
Right? I am the gangster of love. I am the Lothario of farts.
And he's all looking at him like, what the fuck? I think I liked you better when you weren't getting any. Like, it was too much.
Even your slight. And I think that's a characterization that he's doing because he doesn't normally talk with so much of a lisp.
I feel like he was trying to do like
Minnesota
a
thing?
Minnesota thing.
Okay.
But he doesn't. I've never heard him do an accent in my life.
Yeah.
He sounds like him no matter
For
what.
Max Goldman, it works. It's
Yeah.
like, even when his son, Jacob, is asking him, like, hey, what else do you know how to make? Jelly sandwiches.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything is, like, at the bottom of his jaw.
Yo.
And I think it works. It's like, you evil temptress!
Yes. Ooh. She's like, ooh, a restaurant though. He's like, what? A restaurant?
Every esh that comes out of his mouth.
Just his like,
That was a little Sean Connery-esque.
his
but-
little like, oh, his noises, his faces. When he like realizes shit, it's just, it's
Excuse me.
so perfect. It's just so perfect.
I think this is one of his better performances as Max Goldman. I think it's fucking hilarious. Obviously, this is a play on the fact that they were the odd couple together. And they still are, to the end of their days. They were lifelong friends, and they did 10 movies in total together, As I understand it, this was number 8.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a couple more after this.
They basically listened to our Grumpy Old Man episodes for you to get all of the information, but they were lifelong friends who met in the early 60s and became friends. I mean, they paid off each other's bookies.
Oh, yeah. I remember that story.
They call each other, mean names, kind of like what their characters do in this. They're very
But at the
jokey.
end of the day, they're friends.
Yeah, they didn't even really want to, at least Walter didn't really want to do the original Grumpy Old Man because he just didn't see why, like, what the need for it. I probably feel like he thought it was just old people, odd couple, which it is.
It is.
But you guys are the OGs, so like...
Absolutely. It wouldn't work with anybody else.
No.
Now that they've done it, maybe. But stop redoing stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Find a new story.
Yeah.
That being said, Walter Matthau knocks it out of the park. His portrayal of Max Goldman is absolutely hilarious. There's not a word that comes out of his mouth that you don't want to laugh at.
This is... I got a fun fact for you. I got a fun fact!
Yeah.
So, after filming the first one, he got double pneumonia from all that cold-ass weather because it was in wintertime.
Oh, shit.
So, strongly believe that is why this one is not set in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's hard to film in the snow. We have done plenty of movies that had to work in the snow, and it is a whole other... beast
it's a nightmare
that you
work
have
in
to
the
deal
snow.
with. So your machines don't freeze and they work.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day when they had film, that had to be at a certain temperature. Like a lot of things have to go in for winter movies to work. And
Fuck that. I don't ever want to make a winter movie. Also, just the snow in general. You have to watch where your crew is walking.
Well, I mean, us as lifelong SoCal people, what the fuck we doing in snow? Like, why are we filming a movie in snow?
I just came back from Wisconsin.
I
did my first snow shoveling experience. Don't get me wrong, I made the best of it. It was fun. I don't want to do it again.
I mean, when I visit Wisconsin with you guys, it's gonna be in the spring. And if it so happens to be in the winter, I will watch you from the window shovel that shit.
With some hot cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
You better have some hot cocoa and marshmallows waiting.
Spiked hot cocoa, bitch. So yeah, so I don't really have many facts on them. I do love his character.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like his character is extremely relatable.
Oh yeah.
To like generations of people. I mean, he is the only one that's left behind.
Yeah, he's single.
He's
you
single.
know, there's some really intimate moments in here where he's talking about his wife and the little things that she used to do,
or the cake or whatever.
Yeah, and she was allergic to it, but she made it because she knew that it was his favorite. Even his son didn't know. She thought that she found out on the day, and like, no, she knew. She just knew it was my favorite.
And he gave up eating it probably the moment he realized that that's what she was allergic to.
Exactly.
So she just wanted to do something nice, and he's like, "What made you think of that?" And he's like, "I think of a lot of things like that." Because he's just like a lonely man.
Yeah.
Who he looks over. His best frenemy is married to the woman he kind of wanted. 2 women that he wanted to be with.
Sure.
His son is getting married to the love of his life. His dad is boinking the old lady. You know, everybody around him is finding love except him.
Meanwhile, he's getting a pity invite for dinner at their house.
Yeah, he's
for
like,
canteen.
no, I'm good.
I already made other plans.
Well, to sit in your underwear and watch TV. Like, pretty much that's all. But I mean, as a single person, I see myself in him. As in like, oh damn, everybody. Especially and Jason are getting married. Fuck. Everybody in my life is married. Fuck. Where
you
kind of
are
feel
the
like,
third in this relationship.
I do know that.
Okay.
I do know that.
It's not our fault you live in Moreno Valley.
It's not my fault that I don't have a person to spend my time with other than y'all. And so you just, you know.
I gotta approve him. You know that.
Yes. And you have high standards. But I'm just saying, like, to see that you could be an old ass, grumpy ass man. It's still bag fucking Sophia Loren, man.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't know how.
Because he's a smooth talker.
He
straight up pulls his hair back. There's plenty of more where that came from, Miss Rigetti.
I mean, the best part of his character that I like the most is when she just lays out, like, I've been married, bitch, 5 times, and, you know, I'm just like a loser in love. And he's just like, look, I'm honest, I'm loyal, and I know how to treat a lady. Like, what more do you want out of your old man? Like
he leads in, like, I know I'm no great prize, but, and in all honesty, like, the but and what comes afterwards is the great prize.
And he is literally those things. He is loyal. He is brutally honest. Mm-hmm. And he knows how to treat a lady. He makes them jelly sandwiches and mystery stew.
Mystery stew.
Yeah. He's like, I got about 2 weeks leftovers over there. Jelly sandwiches and mystery stew.
Right.
I'd be honored.
Dude, look at him. Like, him and John have been enemies for their entire lives. But the second that John's in trouble, does he or does he not come to his aid every single time?
I mean, they've known each other since they were like 5.
Right.
I mean, he even says it like, I've known your old man longer than I know my own.
Yeah. That
means that his dad died years and years ago, and I'm still knowing your dad because he's 90,000 years old.
Mr. Gustafson.
Right? And the first one when they're fighting.
Drop that fish.
And he yells at them, right? And they're like little boys again.
Don't make me separate you two again. Damn it.
Yeah, like their relationship. I was looking for a drink called Frenemies.
Ooh.
That was my initial one, and I was going to make up a drink. Because I didn't really find anything. But I thought I'd keep it classy with the old-fashioned. But
old-fashioned is fantastic.
I literally
finished it.
I wanted a Frenemies. Do you want another, or are you going to...
I'll do another one.
Hey!
We got a late call tomorrow.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to jump into our second billing, Mr. Jack Lemmon. Also known as John Gustafson. Also known as Putz.
Yes, Putz.
Also known as Dickhead.
Moron.
No, Moron is
Jackass.
Walter Matthau. Dickhead is Jack Lemmon.
He's Jackass.
It's kind of like that scene in The Last Boy Scout where Bruce Willis is like, he's Dickhead, I'm asshole. So, in this one, Jack Lemmon, again, comes back as John Gustafson. And, oh, damn it, he has become a happily married man in these 6 months. He knows his wife is that artist at heart who wants to do the things, and so he's posing naked while she's sculpting his little mold of what is it called, like that clay mold of him.
I mean,
meanwhile, Walter Matthau's down across the way recording him without him knowing, and he's just sitting there sad and naked.
She's like, nobody's here. It's just us.
The fuck if they're not. If Max could see me now.
My question
what
is,
up, Putz?
this old ass man, and him being able to do technology. That's so.
I mean, he's also single, you know. And so he's got to figure out stuff on his own. It ain't nothing, you know. He puts in a VHS, as you see.
You're right. It's not
VHS.
like he has to get on the Bluetooth.
For those of you who don't know, a VHS is what we used back in the 80s and 90s. Before DVDs became a thing.
It's something that you find in thrift stores and Salvation Armies. They're usually 50 cents.
Yeah, they're played on a machine called a VCR.
Yes. And you had to be kind and rewind.
Yes, you did. Otherwise, you got charged.
You took a charge.
At a place called Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
Blockbuster was a place that was shut down by Netflix.
It really was.
It really was.
Before then, it was a place to hang out on Friday night before you were over 18.
This is very true. When you had nothing to do, let's just go to Blockbuster and try to
Dude,
find
that's what everybody did. And you made fun of the friend that showed up with their parents.
That was me, but my dad is cool. And he would
Your dad is cool.
He would rent us the movies that we'd be like, Dad.
What y'all trying to do? You trying to see rated R? Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, he'd be like, you want Scarface? Okay. Yeah, my dad's the coolest.
Alright. So, I love Jack Lemmon's character. I love how he takes care of his pop. He's such a great person. He may not have a lot of money, but he's the same as Walter Matthau. He's loyal. He has a good moral compass. You know, I love that he spends his days with his daughter, with his wife, with his granddaughter, and with his father. That's all he does.
That's all he does.
You know, he goes fishing, you know, but if he's going fishing, it's normally with his pop.
Yeah.
You know, he's not selfish in his choices. He's not, you know, going off and having some other hobbies that don't involve his family.
Cheating on his wife?
No, he doesn't go out gambling. He's not hitting on chicks. Oh, thank you. I got a little drunk hiccup, but you know.
Cheers.
And something that we forgot to mention, they are in a truce right now because their children are getting married to each other.
I mean, that was the olive branch that, we sharing grandkids and shit.
Exactly. It's all right. So, Max, John, you know, our kids are getting married. We got to team up. And they're, spearheading their marriage. Or not their marriage, but their wedding.
Which is
and
the
doing,
worst.
the shittiest planning.
Yes. How?
They got a polka band to play at their wedding.
One, that is like you saying, you know what, Zenobia, I got your band. We're doing this hard metal band. It's going to be at your wedding. I'd be very upset. Or
you might ask, is it an 80s cover band first?
But if it's metal, I don't care if it's 80s metal.
What if it's hair?
That would be more hair, yeah.
Right? And they got the tight spandex and the.
But we would be the only ones who
microphone
cared.
like David Lee Roth.
Yeah. As long as you throw some Prince in there, I guess I'm down.
Oh.
Then I am down. But I would be very pissed off if you had my cake that had me fishing, which is something neither one of us do.
Oh my god.
And you put that Melanie's she caught herself another husband.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious. And that character, I don't know her name, but her accent it brings such joy to my heart every time I hear her.
I like where she's pissed at the end.
Right.
She's like, I'm done playing. Like, I've played all the songs.
All the songs.
He's like, please. Don't
For the final touch, John came up with this one all himself. We put the groom down here.
No.
Then we put the hook, and the bride is up top with the fishing pole. And in the top we write, Melanie has landed herself another husband.
Yeah. No, that's not.
That's what we want to
bringing up my
celebrate.
past
Let's
faults.
celebrate that this is my second marriage.
Yeah, that's not not what I want. But
I ain't get no cherries in this one.
Did you eat the cherry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got you. But yeah.
Cherries in the drink and no mayonnaise. That's all right. No mayonnaise in the chicken sandwich. That's all.
In the chicken sandwich.
We are on an Eddie mood.
He's winning awards, and we're quoting movies.
And his characterization is fantastic.
Oh,
So
we also
when they
did
accuse
Dolomite
him-
is his name.
We did do Dolomite.
Okay.
We put our weight on it.
Put your weight on it. Oh, it's the best. Okay.
So when they go to accuse him, when he falls asleep at the restaurant, when he's coming out of the shower, and they're like accusing him of sleeping with Sophia Loren, I love his reactions and how he's doing things. Like, he could have played this a million different ways, but he's playing it like somebody who has a fucking hangover.
Yeah, he literally is playing.
So she's yelling at him. She's like, John! And he's like,
what? Yeah, he's like, what?
What? Fuck.
He's like stomping out of the shower like, what? I was finally like trying to not be hungover.
And that being said, Jack Lemmon did have a relationship with alcohol for majority of his life, so my man knows how to play a hangover.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't get hangovers that often.
I was gonna say, if you've never had one, you are an anomaly, and I'd like to study why.
I won't say that I never get one. I probably get one a year.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a bad year, maybe two.
I had one last week. But I blame it on the Red Bull because I was tired. We went out to downtown LA for this Broadway night thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I sang my little musical theater heart
You guys
out.
look so cute.
It was Ashley knocked out. It was great. She looks so cute up there. But I had a Red Bull and whiskey, and I think that's what gave me the headache because I never drink Red Bull.
Because I'm gonna give you all the tea. New Year's Eve, I drank 2 bottles of champagne to myself.
You get 5 up top for that one.
And I was not I was extremely tired going to work the next day, but was not hungover. It was just like, oh fuck, I should have slept more. Like, that was not it. And I just drank water, you made me breakfast, and I was like happy. But like, yeah, I don't get drunk that often, and I do feel like I'm not an alcoholic, but your girl drinks.
You toss them back. There's nothing wrong with that.
Like he says, like, I'm a Gunderson. I can fucking talk all this back. And as soon as he took that shot, like 5 minutes later.
You are talking to a Gustafson. I can hold my liquor and this stuff too.
Yeah, nah, man.
He has one. He's like, get out of there, yo.
Like, my dad's probably like what their age was. And I think he can knock it back. As long as he don't get up.
As long as
he good.
But John didn't get up. He sat there.
He didn't get up, but he went. He was out.
Jack Lemmon isn't nearly as big as your dad, though.
That's true.
He was a little man. And speaking of little men, we could talk about the late great Burgess Meredith.
Okay.
Also known as Pop.
He's like your favorite.
He is my favorite. I love him so very much, especially in this character. Oh my god. Because he's a great grandfather, he's a great father, he gives these life advice, but he does it in his own way. He still is living life every single day. He's still chasing after these girls at
Getting that
93
booty, man.
years old. It's okay. I'm a doctor. Oh.
No, you're not.
Dad is trying on his exam technique again.
He's like,
You gotta stick with what works.
What works. I mean, he's been examining people for generations.
Yes, he has.
And his character is great. You're right. He does hold the clue, and he does give his own advice his own way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love his story, and he's like, and that's it. And he's like, but like what? And he's like,
so what?
Like, what's the moral?
What?
There's no moral.
There's no moral. I just like that story.
I just like that story, and I love that.
And he takes a drag of his cigarette, looking out. There's like,
yeah.
Like that story.
He does when you're at that age, let me give you these stories. My dad tells me stories I've heard a million times. And he's getting older, and so when I listen to him, I have to remind myself, one day he's not going to tell you these stupid stories that you think that are yes, Dad, I've heard this for my whole life.
I would love to just spend a day with your dad. He's just having conversations.
Well, pick a day.
I know.
He's sitting on the couch as we speak.
Just go over and hang out with Mr. Bracey and Jeanette one of these days.
You say you wanted to go fishing. You can take.
Does he fish?
Yeah, he's legit a grumpy old man who fish.
All right, let's go. I'm telling you, Pops will drop pearls on that boat.
He does. My dad does give some pearls.
I'm sure he does.
Can I give you a fun fact?
Give me that fun fact.
Fun fact! The fish is named after a baseball Hall of Famer.
What?
Mm-hmm. His name is Jim Catfish Hunter.
Nice.
And so that's who they... I don't know baseball, so I can't tell you nothing.
I know a little bit of baseball. I don't know who Jim played for. The only Jim I remember is Jim Abbott, the one-armed pitcher.
The only one I know is Jim Beam, and we drinking him tonight.
Yes, we are.
But yeah.
Jim Beam's getting knocked out of the park.
But
that being said, Burgess Meredith plays Pops. Most of you might know him as Mick from Rocky.
Yeah.
My man has been doing this for the greater part of 70 years, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it sounds right.
This was his last movie before he passed. He passed September 7th, if I'm not mistaken.
97 or something?
September 9th. September 9th of 97.
Yeah, he suffered from Alzheimer's, which was brought to his attention around the time of this movie. So, obviously he isn't at his A game, as he was in the first one with his quick banners and his improv.
Yeah.
Because he was having problems remembering his lines, and he had to have cue cards, which just makes me really sad, but not. Because
at the same time, you see him improvising.
When
he's in the grocery store and he's talking about, why don't we go back to my place?
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you my cannelloni.
He's so sweet.
He's
a person who hangs out with a bunch of old gambling men because of my job.
Uh-huh.
It is not as endearing in real life as it is
in this
movie.
You gotta find the humor in those guys.
I try.
They're harmless.
I guess. I guess they're harmless. But also, you just look at them and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Less than half your age. I can't. I can't. Go away.
We're gonna chase what's in front of us.
All I do is make their drinks and bring them to them, so I guess I'm in front of them.
Did they all give you the same line, boy, if I was in 20 years younger?
I get that. I get, where's my boyfriend at? I get, they try to be all handsy and,
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I literally did it the other day. Some guy, which is not even a regular that, I know. If I knew him, maybe I wouldn't have been as, whatever.
Slap the hand.
No,
next time they do, next time he's coming back with a nut.
I was taking an order, what do you want, blah, blah, blah. And he, put his arm around and was, pulling me closer. And I, literally, pushed him away. And another guy was like, oh, girl, you better let him take his hug. He's a big tipper. I got fucking $10, bitch. Big tipper my ass.
Old man, big tips.
I've had $100, $150, $200 tips. You are nothing with a fucking... $10. You do not get to like happy sit on your lap. What the fuck? What the fuck? Grumpy Old Men.
That's old people though. Let's put $5 in that birthday card, so they can go out somewhere nice.
I did get $10 from my grandma for Christmas this year in a card, so
Because in their day, that's a lot of money.
In my day, that's like a tank and a gallon.
And chances are, like, their kids or somebody is handling their finances, so they don't realize that money has, depreciated or whatever.
You know what, Grandma? Next time, add another 0 to that 10 and let's do it.
That being said, Alzheimer's is a very serious disease.
It is.
That is caused by a loss of matter in your brain, and majority of that matter is cholesterol. So stop listening to these doctors. Eat your fucking eggs with your yolk in it.
I do.
And you will not get Alzheimer's.
All I'm saying is, when you get old, all you have is your memories. And that's like the shittiest thing to like lose.
When I die, the one thing that I pray that I retain is my memories.
Yeah. I have a great memory and I would hate for it to just be gone.
Exactly. What is the point of life if you haven't acquired these memories to hold on to forever? I want to take my memories to heaven or to my next life or to the tree that I become or to, whatever. As long as if I become a grain of sand on the beach and I just get washed away day by day, as long as I have those memories with me, I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
Just
the good memories.
Yeah. And to get a little personal, like, as you know, my pops passed away in November while we were in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I had to step away, I don't know if you noticed, but, when I found out I had to step away because I didn't want to ruin everybody's good time. And I didn't know the man. I've met him like 4 times in my entire life. But when I think back to him, I wish one thing, and that is that he dies with the memories that he acquired, because dude did a lot of drugs and he lost a lot of those memories through the course of his life. I hope that when he passed that he was able to regain some of that in his wherever he goes next. I got no animosity towards the man. I hope that everybody is able to keep their memories, because that's really all life is.
But sadly, some don't.
Yeah.
Sadly, some don't.
I want to remember sexy Sophia Loren, because damn, she fine in this movie.
Bitch.
She is 60 years old and good. I don't know if I'm getting older. I've always had an affinity for older women. You know this. Like, my list.
Is she on the list?
She can hang out on the list. Tina Fey stays on that list. Julianne Moore stays on that list. Penelope Cruz stays on that list. Like, the list goes on. Like, I don't like young girls. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old man, but I like women of a certain time.
I wouldn't say you're a grumpy old man.
I'm not grumpy, but damn.
You're just an old man.
Dude, when she walks into that bar in that red dress, my goodness, and Johnny Cash is playing a Ring of Fire, and you know that the Ring of Fire is about love and it's not about the devil.
Yeah.
So, we're moving on to Sophia Loren, named Maria Sofia Coletta Reggetti.
I'm glad you wrote that. I definitely did not. I was like, I'm not writing off her shit.
AKA Holy Moly.
The town.
AKA Beware, the devil is a beautiful woman in a red dress.
I mean, kinda. She
AKA
was coming there.
Nag.
Nag, yes.
Nag.
So, Sophia Loren, if you don't know who she is,
you better ask somebody.
She is beautiful. This would have to be the first thing I can remember seeing her in.
Okay.
But I mean, like, it was not the last, obviously.
No,
and
definitely
once I
not.
realized who she was, I watched a bunch of her movies.
Like,
okay. Houseboat.
Nice.
Which I literally just watched yesterday because I was writing all this shit about her, and I was like, I haven't watched that in a long time. She's super young and fucking sexy as Cary Grant. And it's funny. But Sophia has been acting from the age of 15.
Mm-hmm.
And she got small parts in like Italian movies and such like that. But her mom sent her to Rome to live with some family members that she didn't even fucking know, really.
Dude.
You know, she kind of like knew who they were, but her mom was like, well, if you gonna make a go of this, then go.
You gotta move to the big city.
Go stay with your auntie and, you know, do what you're gonna do. Get your acting on, get your modeling on, because she is so gorgeous.
She's stunning.
Being a model is like...
Sex symbol of the 60s.
Yeah, she's definitely a sex symbol of the 60s. She's the exotic Italian woman with the gorgeous eyes and amazing body. And
as was Anne Margaret. Can't knock her
Oh,
either.
no, she also was a sex symbol.
That was the 60s.
She was more of like the apple pie American girl.
Yeah.
And
but both of them, beautiful.
But Sophia was more of like the slut. That's what I would. But you look like
which she
nice
calls
slut.
herself. Yeah. Yeah.
But
you look very nice. I look like a slut.
But nice slut. Yeah, like she's so sweet.
Why you be so nice to me?
I know, you are such a nice slut.
I know what it's like to be the new girl in town.
She does. And so the family that she lived with in Rome really only kind of gave her room and board and, you know, some food and shit. And that was all she really got from them, which is pretty much all she needed.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. And so she met a bunch of people and she started to know people, and people would call her and be like, hey, we need some extra work. Come through.
Mm-hmm.
We need some extra work. And that's pretty much kind of how she got her foot in the door. She married Carlo Ponti.
You got it.
Yeah. Okay. In 1957, and he was like 15 or 20 years older than her. Like, he was really much older than her. Her father left her and her mom and her sister when she was really young, and she only met him like 3 times. So she kind of like saw a father figure in this man, and they had 2 sons. Carlos Jr., he is an orchestra conductor.
I'm sorry, did you say Carl's Jr.?
Carlo?
I heard Carl's Jr. Maybe I'm hungry.
Should I DoorDash some Carlo Jr.?
I will not deny some DoorDash Carl's Jr.
I mean, okay, we'll talk about it. So, yeah. So,
see, the second I misbehave,
there she shows.
give me that look. I will not eat the fries.
I'll eat them. Yeah. And so he is a big orchestra leader and composer, I believe. So that's really cool. But her other son, Eduardo,
Ashley taking a shower.
he's a director.
Okay.
And he actually just directed her in a movie called The Life Ahead that came out in 2020.
I love that.
It's an Italian movie. I saw the trailer, and it definitely is something that I'm about to watch. I believe it's a Netflix movie.
Italian cinema's good.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I took film history, and we watched so many Italian movies, and some with her in it. But in this movie, her youngest son, directs her. It's about like a lady who like owns a daycare, and she takes in like this really young black kid whose like mom died or something. And it looks really good, and like it's on my like watch list.
Okay.
So I'll report back on that one. But she's older, even older than what we see her in this movie, and she is giving it. Like,
dude,
she's giving it.
At 60 years old, like, she is stunning.
She looks great
to
in
the
this
point
movie.
where she might be 20-something odd years older than me, 25 years older than me. If I wasn't with Ashley, I would absolutely hit on her.
You trying to be that sugar baby?
Absolutely. If I met even if she was not Sophia Loren, if Sophia Loren was an ordinary person at the bar and I was not with Ashley, I would spark up a conversation because she is beautiful.
You hear that, Smash? Oh, she
don't hear nothing.
She in the shower. She ain't hear that.
You're going to have to listen to that episode to find out, babe.
Got him. So,
and it's not just the way she looks. It's her poise. It's the way she presents
She is
herself.
very much a classy lady.
And you know what? I'm a classic man. I love classic women.
And she is like one of those ladies who doesn't like to be pampered in certain ways, so she does her own hair and nails.
Does she really?
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
And she was more of the like raising her kids, but also doing her movies when she can. She is an Academy Award winner for Two Women, which is an amazing movie, and she does a great job of it. She is the first woman to win from Italy an Academy Award, like a foreigner winning. Okay. So she was breaking barriers back in the day. That was in the 60s, I believe. But I love her. If you don't know who she is,
leaving footprints where people can pave roads now.
Yeah, and you don't know who she is, look her up. She is gorgeous. She is so talented. She sings, she dances, she acts, and not only is she just gorgeous, but she is so talented that
yeah. And when we say gorgeous, people, we're not talking about the way she looks. Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine.
But when you see that type of woman, it's like, oh my goodness, you are picturesque in your presentation.
She got that swag, bitch. Something that you can't learn.
Women watch her walk by.
Like, you saw how she was walking in the grocery store and all the fools were like,
Putz, where you looking? I've been looking for you all day. What's up? That!
Yeah.
Meanwhile, homeboy's dropping all the canned produce
in front of his wife.
And she's just bouncing on by.
And you know what?
At 60 years old, she's bouncing. That dress is bouncing.
I pray.
Can we bring back sundresses, please?
I wear sundresses all the summer long.
Sorry. Can we bring back sundresses, please? I'm looking at the camera now.
He don't want to see me in no sundress, but
I celebrate sundresses no matter who's wearing them.
No matter.
Large Marge can wear a sundress.
I loved your face. You were so serious.
Sundresses are a beautiful thing.
He does not discriminate on sundresses of any kind, on anybody.
Because I know, I'm not saying that I've worn a sundress, but I will say I know what a sundress makes a person feel when they put it on.
It's comfy. It's pretty.
It's airy.
It's airy. all the ventilations going in all the spots. Yeah. I'm a big dress person. So
love it.
All on it. Can I give you some fun? I don't have any more. You got any on Sophia?
On Sophia, no. I just love her in this character. For those of you who don't know, she is Spaghetti Rigetti's cousin, and
she's not fat. She's not hairy.
She comes into town because she bought Chuck's bait shop.
Did Chuck die?
Chuck died in part 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's only been 6 months.
In his sleep. Lucky bastard.
Yeah, that's
so Sophia moves to Wabasha with her mom, who brings the vino rosso, that she crushed with her own feet back in Italy.
It's like, so you say it smells like your mama's feet?
Uh-huh.
I love it.
And she comes and takes over Chuck's bait shop to open an Italian restaurant, which is where this whole thing starts, because Max and John have been parking their boats outside of that bait shop since they were 5 years old. And now she wants to turn it into a restaurant and no longer sell bait and no longer allow them to park their boats out there. It creates conflict.
Look, I think that you should grandfather them in. If literally somebody has been parking here since before I was born, then yeah, bitch, these are your 2 spots. I'll put a little...
They got like 5 years left.
Yeah, and they'll die, and I'll still have my restaurant, and I'll put a little plaque up in the restaurant like, these fools. But
absolutely,
I don't think I would stop them from doing it. Like, everybody, no. You two are the ones who complained. Yeah.
So when does the bait shop open? A bait shop? Yeah, that's what we call it here in Minnesota.
What's a bait shop?
What do you call it? Un ristorante. Sì, ristorante.
Yeah.
You mean you're gonna tune Chuck's into a restaurant?
See, I mean, that's way better.
This will be a great success.
It's way better than a bait shop. I don't want a bait shop. I love Italian food. And
but will you take a restaurant with bait available next to the lake?
Yeah, that sounds like my dad would go there a lot. And, I mean, If they got man-sized manicottis, I'm there. Manicotti is like one of my favorite dishes, Italian dishes.
I'll
Like,
show
I
you my
fucking love it.
man-sized manicotti.
And if those are on the menu, I'm there.
I have been to Hawaii.
You have?
Which island? I want to. You want a pika pipi?
You want a pika pipi?
A loca paka pokey?
Hello, I want to lay it.
Come on, I want to leave. Oh my god. Okay. Alzheimer's and all, killing it.
Okay, so are you ready
Uh-huh.
for some AKAs?
What's AKA?
Also known as?
Also known as.
So what I do is I take the title of the movie and I loosely Google translate it from different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So not everywhere in the world is Grumpy Old Men. Grumpier Old Men is what this is called. So
can we give a little spotlight on Anne Margaret before we move on?
sure.
You know, Anne Margaret plays Ariel Trudeau Gustafson. She's now Gustafson. They've been married for 6 months. And she, you know, is fantastic. She's always the peacemaker. She's always the artist at heart. She wants everybody to be happy. She wants John to apologize and stop this stupid feud with Max.
I mean, she
wants to welcome Sophia to the neighborhood. The more the merrier. She wants some women around, you know what I mean?
Okay, one, I know nothing about Minnesota, but I'm pretty sure that Maria is like the coolest person other than Ariel.
There was no cool people before Ariel.
Yeah, before her.
And after her, then Sophia, you know.
So
invite some cool in.
Yeah, so like as a, you know, cool Berkeley, California professor, she was just like, I need some like something, some culture, something in my life.
Flavor.
And if you're gonna date my husband's best friend, that means that we gonna be neighbors and we gonna be friends. I'm down for that.
Exactly.
She saw the big picture. And
Yeah.
she was trying to book herself a best friend,
right.
not necessarily.
And she was cool about it. Like, she understands that John has his ways and Max has his ways, and she like kind of finesses them until they cross the line and they start this fucking feud up all over again.
She packs
and
her
they break
shit.
her sculpture.
Yeah, break her sculpture.
Don't fuck with Ariel's art.
As a person,
She straight up says, "That's it. I'm done."
As a person who now kind of sees themselves as an artist, I am not a sculptor. But
I've always seen you as an artist.
But like a painter, like
an artist is an artist.
This is true. But I'm talking about like
I like the way you did that.
I'm talking about like, you know, actually making something from scratch. And if I painted this painting and it like you let your dog come here and rip it up, I would be so pissed as well. I would pack my shit too. Like, I'm out of here. You guys fix this shit. Because I'm not coming back here until this is, like, done.
No, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
As an artist myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are. Because you are an artist. We are.
Somebody drops my hard drive, I'm going to cry.
I'm going to cry. So I shouldn't pour this drink on it?
No.
Okay.
Do me a favor. That being said, I got backups, but, you know. Each one of those is like $400. So.
Please, let's not. Okay. Yeah, I love her.
That's Miss Anne Margaret, also a very big sex symbol of the 60s. We love her. We celebrate her. She's fantastic.
Bitch. I love her. Please listen to the first episode because we talked so much in depth about all of these people that except for
we talked about Daryl Hannah. We talked about Kevin Pollak in that one. They got some fun little things in here. The only person we don't talk about is Anne Morgan Gilbert. Yes. Who does play Mama Francesca Reggetti, and I think she's fantastic, and she does a great job in this one. Only 6 years older than Sophia Loren.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's playing her mom.
She does. A lot of you guys might know her from The Nanny, playing the grandmother. She has just been in TV since the beginning of TV. Being in shows like Dick Van Dyke and stuff, I Dream of Jeannie, all of these Nick at Night shows, she was in them. So, like, you know, give her dues. I did not find much fun facts on her, if any. I thought I would with a career as...
The fun fact is quoting her in this movie. You should have let me whack him.
She is the best. I like where he's like...
He's alive.
I like where he's like, so you're going to wear a hairnet when you, like, cook? And she just, like, goes
off. Oh, hell no.
She's like, Mom, just say yes, man. Stop. Sheesh. I, like, love it.
All right, y'all. I'm not going to take responsibility, but it's definitely my fault.
I don't know who did
Something
it.
went wrong. We lost a good 45 minutes of footage, but we're going to end this thing with a scene for next week's movie. We're going into Black History Month.
Black people.
I'm very excited for this movie. I haven't seen this movie in 20 some odd years.
I can't believe that.
Ashley has never seen this movie.
I also
and I'm
can't
very
believe
excited to show it to her.
I'm glad I picked it then.
So we're going to dive into this. Fast forward. We missed a little bit of Z for the People, which makes me very sad because it was a beautiful... Do you want to do it again?
I will. I feel like I'm going to add it to another one.
Okay, well, add it to another one because it's a beautiful charity that we cool really do. You know, you got me on that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Okay.
I'm sorry, sis.
I ain't mad at you. You came to me and you said podcast, and I've been happy ever since. So
absolutely, we do this because we love it and because we love
each other.
Absolutely, I love you.
And
I get all together.
You know, it's fine.
All right, so we're gonna dive into this new scene. I'm very excited to do it. Let me get into character because this is a interesting character to play. I almost want to put on some Pimp Daddy glasses, but that's all right.
Where's your porn stash?
Give me a couple days.
I need the porn stash. Okay.
Here we go. All right, here's a scene for the first episode in February. Hold up. She costing me $700,000 already. What I got left? I got some clothes. I got some jewelry. All my other money's tied up in investments. I ain't got nothing else.
Your Honor, in order to expedite this matter, my client would like to amend her petition of divorce, revoking any financial claims.
I want you to be very sure about this, ma'am. This means you will be walking out of here with nothing.
Except my name. I'll give up all that other stuff except my name. I'll keep my name. I worked too hard for it, Your Honor.
Oh, the name stays here, Your Honor. That's my daddy's name. My daddy's blood is on that name. Now, if she want to go, she can go. But the name stays at home.
With the Pimp Daddy.
Put a stamp on it.
Okay.
We did it. We redid it. Take two, baby. All right, y'all. That is our scene for next week.
Yep.
This has been another episode of Lights, Camera, Cocktails with Grumpy Old Men. I'm sorry that I'm a grumpy ass old man and I fucked up and didn't press the record button properly. I definitely pressed it though.
You know what? I don't think you pressed it, but I'm not mad.
You know what's crazy? We can look at the tape.
I know, there is footage of
There's footage of whether I pressed the button or not, so we're gonna find out.
Playback, please.
Alright, y'all. We will see you in February for Lights, Camera, Cocktails. We did it. We fumbled through it, but it feels like 2018 all over again.
We're not even going here.
I don't even know. Just senorita.